Hey, welcome back. So, um, had a little snafu while downloading my videos from my phone. Um, my son got a new iPhone for his birthday, and he went on my computer and was doing something on my iTunes account. And when I went to download all my videos, it probably had maybe 4 hours worth of videos, which you edit it all down, I probably could have got maybe 3 videos out of it, 3 YouTube videos. I walked over to the computer, plugged my phone in, and walked away, and came back to iTunes doing a hard reset on my phone, which deleted all my contacts, deleted all my pictures, and deleted all my videos. So I've been working on the Purple Monster. Let's go take a look at that. All right, let's adjust the light level. All right. So I'm going to spring 3 or 4 coats on it, and then sanding it down to level the clear coat over the top of this. This metal flake was very heavy. It was incredibly textured when I was done. It's possible that I put too many coats of this metal flake on, but you know what? I like the way it looks, and so I got to add a few extra coats of clear, and you can see it's starting to get a nice shine to it. Instead of it being really textured, now it just looks like orange peel, which you get anyways. So she's looking pretty good. While this was curing up in between coats, I was been working on the instigator. Let's go over to the bench and take a look at that. Okay, so one of the videos that I lost was working on this. Drilled the holes, screwed in the pick guard, everything's mounted up now. Was working on the nut, filed the slots down, set the intonation, lowered the bridge saddles and the bridge pickup, because I did shave a little bit off the heel of the neck. You guys remember that. Pulling the nut off to sand it through the grits, 6,000-8,000, and then I was going to buff it up so it makes it all nice and shiny and pretty looking. And I noticed that the string spacings were off. I did it with a ruler, a regular ruler, not the string spacing compensated ruler that Stumac sells. So when I filed the slots in, it appears that the 3 strings on the base side of the nut were all clumped together. So I had to put a Stumac order in, so I ordered their string spacing ruler. And I decided to cut my losses, and for this one I'm just going to order a black tusk nut. It'll fit the motif with this giant black pick guard and the black tuners, and we're going to have a black nut. I ordered 2 black roller string trees because regular string trees are just ugly. They look like tin. They're really hard on the strings. I've also ordered some black strap locks for this. Yeah, I lost all those videos. Not happy. So I don't have a hell of a lot to add to that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to head on over to the bench over here, and I've got some Q&A questions written down, so we're going to do that. So hang on. Okay, so a little Q&A. These are some questions that were asked in probably the last 10 to 15 videos, which more than likely I answered in the videos. but not everybody reads all the questions and all the comments. So maybe these will help you out. So the first one is from Kenny Goody. He stated he has a Les Paul style guitar that the humbuckers are really loose in the rings. They kind of wobble back and forth in the rings. And he was wondering if he should put foam under the pickups to keep them from moving around. Best thing to do there is pull your pickups out, pull your screws out of the ring, take your springs and just stretch them out. You know, not that far, but stretch them out and then reassemble the thing. It's going to be a little difficult because the springs are so long, but once you get those things back in there, that pickup should stiffen up really good. And if they don't, you can always add another spring. Take apart a couple of pens and use the springs in there, spread those apart and put those with the other springs at the same time. I've never been a fan of putting foam underneath pickups. Even P90s, I don't like foam underneath. I use springs under P90s and the soap bar kind. So yeah, there you go. All right, second question from Ken McCarthy. He says he's getting little specks in his True Oil after it dries. He's been leaving it in thick because he wants to get a gloss finish. Should I wipe most of it off? Okay, when you first start with the True Oil and the wood is raw with no finish on it, lay that stuff on really thick because the wood's going to soak it up. But don't keep putting really thick coats on. A little goes a long way with True Oil. It's going to take a lot of coats before you get to a point where you actually have a nice shine to it, but just keep going with it. You could also, once you put that initial first heavy coat on, when you go to your second and third coats, you could wipe it on instead of with a paper towel or a lid-free rag. Wipe it on with some 600 grit sandpaper, and what that will do is it'll make like a sanding slurry, which will also dry clear, and it'll fill the grain up. And after a while, you can just continue with thin coats, lots of thin coats. When I was doing that guy right there, see, it's very glossy, very, very shiny and flat. No lie, I'm gonna say that's probably 25 to 30 coats, real thin coats. No lie. So, your initial coats, put it on really heavy because the wood's gonna soak it up. Second and third coats, apply it with some 600 grit sandpaper. It'll create a grain filler out of the existing True Oil that's on the guitar already. And then after that, many, many, many very thin coats. A little goes a long way. All right, next question is from J Short Cal 1. What are the advantages of shielding tape over the paint? I don't think there's any advantages. I think they both do the same job. Tape you can apply to the bottom of a pickguard. You can't do that with paint. You wouldn't want to do that. I think using the shielding tape, it just looks better. You know, it's just not a bunch of black paint slopped in the bottom of your cavities. You've taken the time to piece all this stuff together, and when you're done, it really looks a lot better than just slopping paint in it. And that shows you care. You know, it shows you took the time, the extra time, to make the cavities look better. You know, you spend a lot of time You buy the best components you can, right? You get good pots, you get quality capacitors, the best switches you can find. You know, you're buying quality pickups. You're spending a lot of time wiring it together, making sure that your solder joints are perfect. Nothing will complement that better than a nicely taped cavity for your shielding, you know. But yeah, you know, it just shows you care. You know, you want to do it, have the best outcome. So when somebody opens up that control cavity, they're like, wow, that looks really nice. They're not like, well, that would look great except for all that sloppy black paint in there. Anyway, that's all the questions I got for now. We'll be back soon with a proper video. Now that I've banned my son from using my iTunes account. Yeah, like 4 hours worth of video. See ya. Anyway, you guys behave yourself, and we'll see you in the next video. Peace.